Hi guys, it's Jeanette Wilde, and we are continuing on our series of making a journal using the Titanic pages from Relative History. And in this session, I want to talk about using envelopes and file folders and all kinds of things. And again, like I mentioned at the beginning of this series, everything I'm doing can be used in multiple ways. I mean, I'm showing you using a junk journal, but this can be used for a scrapbook page, and we'll talk about that. Even in a card, mini albums, all of these things are not just for junk journals. The methods that we're going over can be used for just about anything. So while I'm talking about junk journals, it's universal. And what we're going to talk about today, like I said, is envelopes and file folders. So, file folder. And let me grab my envelope because I put that in here. And actually, let me grab a whole bunch of stuff. So, envelopes, right? This one is the long one with a little window in it. How about baggies? So bags, bags, bags. This is a interdepartmental envelope, right? These are great to use. And then, of course, letter-sized envelopes. How about little baby envelopes? This one, I can't really see the date, but this is a really old envelope that's been used. That's great. And here's a little tiny baby pocket or little baggie. So all of these are really great. This is a new envelope, but a used envelope is also really awesome. I mean, one, if you don't want to, purchase new ones and then use those within your projects, you can always cover up the address that, well, I would always cover the address up, but any images that are on your envelope, you can always cover up with a piece of paper anyways. So using a used envelope is perfectly, I actually like to, if I find an envelope that matches the theme that I'm working on, I love using that because typically that means the stamp goes with my theme. I have a whole bunch of envelopes given to me by my father where someone drew pictures all over the envelope. I love it. It goes great. So the first thing we're going to look at is the file folder. The reason I like using file folders is because, one, they're nice material. It's good and thick for certain, this for what I'm going to use it for. I want it to be nice and thick. It's nice, big, and typically, so if you're talking about manila folders, you've got a nice colored that goes typically with, vintagey kinds of things. And of course, this goes really nice with my Titanic papers, as you can see. So, perfect. So, the first thing I'm going to show you is I made this little guy using a file folder. And it's just a little flip out and opens, right? And I've used different old book pages, page from a music book, and some graph paper that I alcohol ink dyed. And then on this side we've got map page and another map page. And then here I've used, I'll show you this is printed washi tape rather than the washi tape on a roll. I really like that. And just a couple stickers. And this is pretty simple to make, and it's one of the other reasons I like using file folders, because they come already folded. Plus, they typically have, I'll go to the inside, maybe you can see that better, score lines, so that the idea is in the office, the more papers you have stuffed into your file folder, you can fold those score lines to get a deeper fold. And that's wonderful to use. You don't have to score it yourself. So to make this guy, and I'm not going to completely make it, I'm going to show you what I do. If you want these little guys, then to make this, you're going to have to change the score lines. I'm going to show it to you with the straight without using this piece. So to do that, I'm going to just cut them off. And I'm putting it in, and I'm just kind of lining it up so that I get the majority of it off. Take that off, and I'm going to do that to the other side. And then what I did is, you can see automatically you've got one side that is shorter than the other. And I like that. I made sure when I decorated this page that you can see I made a little pocket out of some leftover paper that I had dyed. I made sure that when I closed it, I had a neat little bit of paper peeking out that coordinated with what I decorated the front. And the way that I did that is I simply found the center for each side. So find the center of this one, marked it and scored. And then I found the center of this one, marked it and scored. And then now this, I wanted to give a little bit of, I hope, come on camera please, there you go. I wanted to have a tiny little fold here on the spine, because I knew I was going to put some pockets here, and so I wanted to give it a little bit of room. I might put some in here, so things inside might be a little bulky, so I wanted the spine to be a little bit wider. However, in the folder, the score lines here are all at 1/4 of an inch. I only wanted 1/8 of an inch. So instead of making my score to this side, I turned it over. I made a score on this side, side that doesn't have the score lines. And that gave me 1/8 of an inch. Okay. And like I said, I found the center, and then the center, scored, and folded. And that gave me a nice little pocket. Now, depending, I can't remember, I think I might have had to cut a little bit off so that I had enough room here to fold. But that's up to you. It can go all the way. I wouldn't let it go any closer than 1/8 of an inch to either, especially if you have a little gusset here, either score line, because you want it to be able to close. Simple, right? And then you just decorate it as you like. Now this can go in, let me find a signature here. This can go in, I could use a paper clip and paper clip it to one of my pages. I could use this as a page in my signature and actually put it in like that, and now it's an actual page in my signature, right? And then when I flip through my book and I get to that page, so there's a page in my signature, so I can use it that way. Or if I have a pocket, nice big pocket, slide it in, or glue, so I wouldn't decorate this side, glue it, and glue it to a page, right? So lots of ways this can be used. Just note that because I made this out of the manila folder, it is a little thick. So especially if I use it as a page in my signature, then what I might do is, if I've made every one of my signatures have 6 pages within the signature. Something this thick, if I put it in as a page in my signature, I would probably make the signature only then have 5 pages, just to balance the width of each of my signatures. Okay, so that's, you can make all kinds of sizes for these little fold out folders. You can see I don't even remember why I chose that length, but that was the length I liked, and so once I had everything done, I just cut it to the height that I liked for it. You can make little wallets, so if I cut them probably about 4 inches high, I can make little wallets. Very versatile, so make all kinds of little fold out using a manila folder. And the nice thing is I end up with strips left over. So here are some of the strips left over from making different things out of my manila folder. These, please focus. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Problem with my camera is that, there you go. If I go in and try to use, set the focus, it's like it totally doesn't want to do it. So it likes to choose the focus itself, which means I have to deal with it. These make really great tag bases, right? So I have leftover pieces. I think it was from cutting off the top here when making my little folder. And just trimmed the corners to make a tag. It has nice weight to it, and it matches, the color of everything. And I have a tag base to use. And here I've got a fat tag and a little skinny tag. And also, I think this was, I forget what I was making, but I ended up with this little guy. This could make another little fold out. More tags. This can be really good bases for pockets. Again, good weight and the color. And as you can see, when you ink it, you get this really nice vintagey look. So manila folders are incredibly versatile. Envelopes, the reason I like envelopes is they come pre-glued, If I want to make it into a pocket, I've got it already nicely put together. So envelopes are really nice, and a way that I like to use them, and I'll show you. Let me see. I think there's one in this signature. Here we go. Take off. Oh, I gotta post it here. A note to myself. I'll take that off. But here is a big envelope. Oops. Another note to myself. Take that off. I love Post-its. Big envelope, right? And I've folded it, and it's going to be a page in my signature. And I can either trim off this edge over here, or, because I've got this side that's open, so I've already got a pocket. I could also trim here a little bit off the top, and then I've got a pocket going this way. So this is a pretty big one, but I can do the exact same thing with this little envelope. I'm going to fold it so that, because this one has a little window in it, so I don't want to fold the window in half. But I can fold that like that, and that can go into my book as well, just like this. And again, I can cut off the edge here, the edge here. I've got a pocket going each way. I could also cut it this is what I was saying, just a tiny little sliver off the top. I'm going to stop right at the fold and then snip like that. Okay. And now, if let's say I cut off this edge over here. And note that I have glued, on this one, I have glued down already the little flap. Right? This one I tucked it inside. But this one I glued down because that lets me then have a pocket here. And now since I cut on the top, I have a pocket here. So I can take a tag. That might be too big to fit in there, but I would have a tag that could slide in there, and I can have a tag that slides in here. I like window envelopes because if I have a cute little picture on my tag or journal card, whatever I'm sliding in there, I can see that through my window, and that makes a cute little pocket. So envelopes are quite useful because they come pre-sealed. You can do all kinds of things with envelopes. I could also glue my envelope onto the page this way. So I've got this flap here. If I only glue on this side and this side, then and trim this edge, I could have a pocket here, a pocket here, a pocket into the envelope, and a pocket in the back if I glued the whole thing into a U. So that gives me 1, 2, 3, 4 pockets made out of one little envelope. Very useful little guys. So obviously, I like, these are pre-decorated envelopes. You can get tons of these for pretty cheap on like Amazon or eBay or Etsy. They can be, again, glued down to your page. You have something to tuck something in. You can just put it into a pocket, and then you have a little envelope to play with. So I like these little guys. And of course, used envelopes are pretty cute. Again, same thing. I can make it into a pocket, glue it down. I can put something in there. Little baggies are quite nice. Again, I can glue it down to my page and I have a nice little pocket. I can also fold these just like the envelope. And again, I already have a opening here for a pocket. I can either trim the side or the top off for yet another pocket. So baggies are quite nice for, very versatile. They're very much like envelopes. And let's see, I think that is all of the little envelopes and oops, where am I at? There it is. Envelopes and file folders. To get my file folders, you can go to like Staples or Office Max. I got mine at Office Max, I believe, or Staples, and get them in bulk, really cheap, and then you got a whole boatload of file folders to use for all kinds of things that, like we've talked about. This little guy is going to go into my Titanic book. That's why the map with, I tried to get parts of the maps that had lots of water in it. And I'm just going to add some decoration with my different Titanic images. And that's going to go in my book. So, that is manila folders and envelopes. And we're going to be using those. We're going to make some things through the series using the envelopes and the manila folders, other than what we've talked about today. But that gives you an overview of why, junk journalists especially love envelopes and file folders. They're really versatile and easy to use. And again, a card, let's say you wanted to give someone a check for their birthday or a gift card. Having a little baggie glued to the front of your card, decorate it and you can slide that right in. A envelope is very cute on the front of a card with a little note to the person inside, or you can glue it onto your card open with a little thing sticking out. So like I said, everything we've talked about, this would make actually, you can use this as a card rather than just give them a one folded piece. You can make all kinds of little notes to whoever you're giving the card to. So like I said, these don't have to just be for junk journals. This could also go onto the front of a scrapbook page. If this is my 12 by 12 page, I could put this here. It gives me all kinds of rooms for putting pictures and adding them onto my scrapbook page. So like I said, this can be used in all kinds of ways. So again, go take a look at the Titanic papers and all our other beautiful collections at Relative History. And we will see you next time. Thanks for stopping by. If you've got questions, either leave them down below or you can private message me. I'll answer any of your questions. Stick around. We're going to keep going. See you next time.